Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rudolf Okonkwo. The outgoing political party that is the ruling party in Nigeria, the People's Democratic Party, is going through a transformation. Just this week, the party's chairman resigned, the chairman of the Board of Trustees resigned. Now we are honored to have with us the Publicity Secretary of the party, Mr. Olisa Metuh, joining us to help us understand what is going on within the PDP. Mr. Metuh, welcome to Sahara TV.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Okay, so the simple question is this. What's going on within the PDP?
Absolutely, it's a re-engineering. In the last few weeks, our party, the PDP, has been in the news more for internal challenges and struggles and less for preparations for active opposition. Because the last campaigns bred a lot of acrimony, bitterness in the system. It's still ongoing, and a lot of people became partisan. The love for different parties aroused passions, especially in our party. Some people who had been inactive politically became active. Workers, civil society, some other people, the love for our president brought them nearer to the party. So after the elections, everyone was disappointed. They have channeled our energy to try to recreate a new PDP, a PDP they believe would be active in facing the opposition. How some of them have gone about it, well, entirely against the spirit of our constitution and not promoting unity in our party. But we cannot deny the fact that they are doing it. They have good intentions and they are really passionate about improving the actions of our party. So we have to harness all those energy to be more positive. But first of all, we need to prepare ourselves to be active opposition. This government is coming with some goodwill of the Nigerian people, the incoming government, and it's going to take a lot for Nigerians to listen to our option. We want to focus on issues, on policies and programs. That is the only way we can come. We cannot be trading insults or bitterness with the government that is coming. We need to reconnect to the Nigerian people before they can listen to our own side. And the only way we can do it is to have an intellectual approach on issues and programs. We need Nigerians to see the alternatives and options to whatever this government will be presenting. We need to take that debate to a very intellectual level.
Now, the chairman of the Board of Trustees, Anthony Anini, resigned and said that he was doing so that President Jonathan could take control of the PDP. Who is in control of the PDP now?
The National Working Committee of the PDP is in charge of the affairs of this PDP. For a long time, people have been mistaking government or government forces or government people to be in charge of party administration. Unfortunately, we have lost government. So in the next few weeks, months, and years, it will be obvious that party administrators are in charge of management of the party. We will manage it well. The interference from other quarters will no longer be there. Party supremacy will be enthroned, and party discipline will be reestablished so that people will understand exactly that what party discipline is all about. That's exactly what we're going to do in the next few weeks.
So you are saying that President Jonathan is now going to be in control of the party?
The National Working Committee is in charge of the party. That's what I said.
Okay. All right.
Completely in control of the party.
Yeah, okay. But in the last few weeks, what we've seen is that there appears to be ongoing conflict between the people working for the president or the presidency and the National Working Committee of the party, which you are a member of. Why is it happening now?
Well, I'm happy that we took this up with the president. The president has been on the side of the party administrators of the National Working Committee. Some aides of the president did not understand that the PDP is not a department. of the presidency is not a government agency, because like I told our former chairman, Amadu Adamu Mwazo is a good man, but for some reason, I think he allowed the influence of some agents of government to bear in the party administration. You need to distinguish, you need to distance the party from government in terms of the management and the affairs. That was a mistake that happened. But now we are in the process of establishing party supremacy. We formed government within 1 year of being in operation. The PDP was formed August 1998, and by May 29, 1999, they are taking over. They've had power. So the party supremacy, party discipline, obeying party officers did not really get established before government officers, workers, the presidency took control of affairs of the party. And this affected us negatively in so many ways. So this National Working Committee is about to build a new PDP from the right, from the low level, where people will actually believe, be committed to the party, not necessarily for what they will get from government, but because of the love of the party. We want, you see, even in Nigeria, a lot of people like English football. A lot of people are Arsenal supporters, Chelsea supporters, Man U, Man City, and they do not do this for what they will get from those clubs. They're doing it because they love those clubs. We want to establish people that love our party for who we are, and to help our party in making sure that we gain power in 2019.
Now look at this. Most of the aides of the president, someone like Femi Fani-Kayode, they came out to say that the failure of this campaign should be blamed on your committee, National Working Committee. He said that if they did not do what they did, that the president will have lost by wider margins. How do you rebuild a party when you still have key operatives in the party blaming your own working committee? And they actually said that you should resign, that people in that committee should all resign, but it appears that you are staying. What do you think about Femi Fani-Kayode, people like that in the party? How do you move forward with them?
Well, Femi Fani-Kayode was a key member of the presidential campaign organization. But I don't think you can describe him as a key member of our party. He has not held any office in the party. He's not been active in the party administration. You can't describe him. And as a national officer, I will not, with respect, be discussing ordinary members of the party. I think it's what or local government or state can discuss affairs. Like last week, we had some petitions from the state which we received, and as is customary with the party administration and in line with our constitution, we referred it to the state to find out. Some people had petitioned on whether he's a member of the party, or whether he's a bona fide member, CPA member, or whether he even voted during the election. That's their own to find out, not necessarily at this level. So I will not dignify him with a response on this issue. We deal with the elect people, stakeholders, super delegates of the party, so to say. His own comment, he is not in a position to know exactly the workings of the party. He came back or he came into contention just last year, and he worked for the presidency, for the presidential campaign. We didn't appoint him. He didn't work for us, not for the party itself. So he works for the presidential campaign. He can speak on behalf of the presidential campaign. But in terms of a party administration, no, I will not discuss him.
So why should some people in the party be saying that he should be probed if he's not a member of the party or he's not that important?
I cannot say whether he's a registered member or not. We have referred, the National Working Committee referred the matter to the states for them to find out from the ward. So it is speculative now to discuss such matters.
Okay.
But we know that he was heavily involved with the presidential campaign. He worked for the presidential campaign. Whether he was positive or negative, whether he added value or he didn't add value is debatable. That's a talk for another day. That's not my concern. My concern is in terms of moving our party forward, repositioning our party, we have to focus on things that are beneficial to our party members and things that our party members want to hear. I don't think they want to hear us exchanging banters or talking about things with ordinary members. No, we will not do that.
Okay.
A lot of people will be disappointed. No, I have been in party administration for 16 years. I might not be able to speak about government, I might not be able to speak about legislature, but I can speak about party administration. I've been the longest serving party administrator, PDP administrator in history.
Now, talking about stakeholders in PDP, the governor of Ekiti State is a stakeholder, Governor Fayose.
Major stakeholder, he's a super delegate.
Yes, good. And he is also criticizing your committee, your National Working Committee. He was one of those people insisting that the chairman should resign. What do you think about his position, about how your committee did in the election?
Well, I don't think Ayo Fayose, a very good friend, he has never spoken against the National Working Committee. He spoke against the national chairman. Now the national chairman has resigned, so there is no need for us to discuss it again. But there is something that is curious. People are agitating. Some people said, well, the chairman has resigned. The chairman board of trustee has resigned. So maybe the body is crumbling, the party is crumbling. And I smile to the deciding mind. Is there a coincidence that the chairman of the party and the chairman of the board of trustees resigned the same day? People should be more discerning than what they're saying. The national committee is in charge. They're completely in charge of this party. And there is nothing I can say about that.
Now, a lot of people said that there were moves by some members of the PDP to see if former President Olusegun Obasanjo will come back to help to rebuild the party, and that he said no. Was there any move like that, and do you think that he will be needed to rebuild the PDP?
I am definitely not aware of that. Being a former president, being a former chairman of the board of trustees, no matter what President Obasanjo does against our party, we will never speak against it. In the party, the PDP officers, we will not forget his contributions to the development and the progress of our party. So we will not speak about him in public. But whether we've gone ahead to ask him to come back, no, we've not done that. We have never said this.
Will you want to do that? Do you think? Okay.
It is too early. It is too early to discuss. We have members. People are still hurting about what happened, how we lost power. Because I do not think that APC got victory. I think we lost the election more than APC winning the election. We lost the election. So a lot of people are hurting in the PDP. We need to rebuild. We need to get ourselves together. We need to reconnect to the Nigerian people before we can start talking about who to approach or whether our people are coming back or not. There is basically a disconnect. A lot of people were not happy with certain things. It happened either with the party or the government or some people that they had personal issues with. So we need to rebuild holistically before we can talk about approaching some of our former members. But I must tell you something. The spirit of the PDP still lives in most of our leaders who have left. The governors, the senators, House of Reps, the people who were president, vice president, the spirit of the party still lives in them. Yes, they left because of certain things, but the spirit of the PDP is still living there.
All right, Mr.
No matter what happens, they still love our party.
Yeah, Mr. Olisa Metuh, we'll take a break. When we come back, we are going to continue this conversation. I want to get your opinion on the plan, or so to say, that were reported in the media about merging with other political parties, and also the social media attack. I heard that your PDP social media account was hacked. I want you to address that, and some other questions about how the PDP did in the last 16 years. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.